Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll update you on the championship seasons and the postseason action for the Ferris State men's and women's basketball teams. We'll also check in with Bulldog hockey as they wrap up the CCHA playoffs. We'll start first, though, with men's basketball, joined by head coach Andy Bronkema. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Robert.
Now, obviously, season comes to an end this past weekend. You never like to see it end, but certainly got to be proud of what your team was able to accomplish here over the course of the year.
Yeah, we've had a moment to reflect on all the positive things, and but it's bittersweet when teams are playing and you want to be playing. So that's usually the case. You know, in my personal life, you know, twice we ended on a winning note. So it always ends like this eventually, unless you win it all. And it usually ends like this because you didn't play your best, and the other team outplayed you, and that's what happened against Hillsdale. But all in all, just a remarkable season, and really just a 2-year journey. You know, just from the moment that tournament was canceled, going to Indianapolis to the moment this season ended, it was just a journey to get back. And the guys that went on that journey, I'm really proud of them, and really thankful because they stuck with it. They were determined. They had a goal in mind, and they got it.
As we go to the highlights, we'll start first with the NCAA tournament opener, back in the tournament for the 15th time in school history, and a familiar opponent in Findlay, and I know a lot of respect on both sides.
A ton of respect, and their class program, and you know they're always in these positions too. So if you're playing Findlay, you know it's going to be a big game, whether it's early in the regional, you know, for the regional rankings, or it's in the playoffs. And this one was third time for us in the playoffs, and in the NCAA playoffs, because we matched up a number of times when we were in the conference playoffs. But sort of a rubber match for us. Not all these guys, you know that history. They weren't here, but you know, for me, a rubber match, and you know, we enjoyed competing against good teams. We played really well in this game. We had energy, we had focus, and we made a lot of big shots.
Obviously, in the NCAA tournament for your guys, for most all of these guys, I believe, first experience in the NCAA tournament, really have to kind of elevate your game against the best in the region.
You do. It's a different feel, and I'm glad a lot of these younger guys got a feel for it too. You know, so you kind of robbed of the tournament experience 2 years ago, and you know, all the guys on the team was brand new for them. So I thought Walsh did a good job of hosting, and you know, I thought there was a little atmosphere in there, and certainly you bring your own atmosphere. You know, you glorify these games and these matchups, and you know, it's just a big deal for us. So guys made big plays. This is a huge game for us, advancing in the NCAA tournament, and the guys were really happy. They get to hold this for the rest of their lives.
Obviously, a 7-point halftime lead, and then down the stretch, really made some big plays. Got some big performances from some of your veterans. Walt Kelser, Lee Higgins with 22 points apiece.
Yeah, we closed the half really well. With kind of a 2-for-1 situation, and we made them both. So we went from up 2 to up 7. That gave us a ton of momentum, and then we carried it in the second half. Finished, you know, by making our free throws. Lee made a bunch of big free throws, but it was a great team effort. Jimmy Scholler stepped up. He had one of his best games of the year, knocked down 3 threes for us, and you know, we were good that game, and we needed to be. Otherwise, you know, we were going to be beat. So it was a huge win for our program. You know, set us up for a rematch against Hillsdale. And again, I keep talking about this regional tournament format of D2, right? We already played these teams in the regular season, and it'd be nice to get a national tournament for Division II. I'm going to keep saying that till maybe one day we have one, and we can meet a team like Hillsdale or Findlay, you know, later on in the playoffs. But heavy hitters right away, and Hillsdale's a great team, All-American big, and you know, we didn't make any shots that game. We're 4-24, and they were open. You know, there was probably a couple forced threes, but other than that, they were open. Even the ones we forced, you know, were heat checks. Guys were making a couple shots or making a layup, or they were in rhythm, and we just couldn't handle their All-American big. I thought Hillsdale made some gutsy shots, some big plays, and a shot clock type stuff. Yeah, their All-American had 30. You know, you needed to have 20. You needed to have a regular game. And we needed to knock in those threes like we did in the first game, and it would have been a different story down the stretch. We'd have had to make some big play down the stretch to advance to the finals.
Obviously, you mentioned playing Hillsdale for the second time. You played Findlay for the second time. Both of those games early in the year, and a lot changes over the course of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just be totally transparent. I didn't even watch those games in their entirety in preparation for for these games. I don't think they're that important. Honestly, it was so long ago and things changed so much, and it clouds your vision more than it helps, because we played maybe our best game of the year against Hillsdale at third place, and you know, to repeat that, shoot, if we did that every game, we'd be the national champs for sure, but that's not how it works. You know, that was a remarkable game for us, and you certainly try to have that mentality every game and see what happens. So we had the right mentality. We played hard. We just got our butts kicked by their big guy, and we didn't make enough threes. So it was, you know, it was hard to go down. But I'm proud of this group. It's just the big picture and the big stories for each one of these guys are pretty amazing.
Obviously, you finished 22-9 overall. You won the GLIAC championship. What does it mean to have a chance maybe to celebrate those seniors and what they've meant here to Ferris State basketball?
Well, the last 2 full seasons, these seniors have been, you know, GLIAC regular season champs. That's pretty good. And you know, the 22-9, we don't even talk about the schedule. It's probably the hardest schedule we've ever played. You know, just going on the road against all these tournament teams and these championship teams from the year previous, and then maybe the little bit of scheduling we had against, you know, non-Division II opponents after Christmas were both canceled, and we picked up Duluth. You know, who was crazy enough to do that, right? So we tortured these guys with a schedule. They came out 22-9, conference champs and advancing in the NCAA tournament, and you know, 22 wins. So really proud of them, and you know, each senior has a story that they can tell about their contribution to Ferris, and you know, they're powerful stories.
Obviously, you continue to build Ferris State basketball, 6th time to the national tournament in the past 8 seasons, and I know that means a great deal of just getting back to that regional tournament.
Yep, getting back means a great deal, and hopefully, you know, winning it means a great deal to these guys that are returning, and you know, just the effort that it's going to take to have a chance at that. So we just keep building and reloading, and you know, enjoying that. You know, right now it's time for a deep breath. That's important. Otherwise, you get burned out, because you know, you get a little adrenaline from a loss like that, and you just want to charge forward. But it's time for a deep breath, recharge, just relook at all the things that we've done over the years, that we've done this year, see where we can improve, just self-reflect, and you know, get ready to represent Ferris State and you know, our university and the Midwest and our conference next year, if we're so lucky.
Finally here, I know not having fans around most of the last season, getting them back in the building this year, what's that support meant for Ferris State basketball?
Well, I thought it was a little slow start getting them back, you know, but once they started to come back, fall in love with the team again and the style of play and just the rivalries, they came and they were loud. I mean, there was a moment this year where we all said it was the loudest that we've ever heard it in Wink Arena. So it's a pretty good moment then. But we want to pack that arena out. It's not a big arena, and you know, if we got 10% of the students, I always say, and 10% of the population, that thing would be packed every game, and that's our goal, and we haven't done that, so we haven't reached our goal. But to have the loyal fans back, the people that really care, the people that text you, the people that invest, the people that donate, the people that, you know, really, you know, their next day is affected by whether you win or you lose. You know, those are the people you love to have around, and we want more of them.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great year, and thanks for the time all season long.
Thanks to you, Robert. Thanks for everything.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.